So, what do we say? We say today, what is said about our brand is largely not the control of the brand manager. And it's interesting, we use phrases like brand manager, but really we mean brand influencer. And I really believe that. I think if we're controlling our brands, we're kidding ourselves. I had a charming conversation with the CEO and CMO of Heineken, Champs-Élysées, quite recently. And we were chatting about this, and they said, no, I think Heineken is fantastically controlled as a product. Beer is fantastically controlled, the distribution is fantastically controlled, everything is the right breed, and they take the same view of advertising. So, okay. How many films have you guys produced since the history of the company? They didn't know, but it happens to be 642. So since Heineken was formed, there were 642 pieces of film advertising they have produced worldwide since the advent of cinema and television advertising. If you go on YouTube and tap in Heineken, how many entries do you think you get back? Hazard a guess. 26,000. So you're a consumer. You go on YouTube, you look at Heineken, and you've got a microscopic percentage chance of coming across a film that was actually approved by the management of the company. And this stuff is big enough to change the direction of countries. I remember living out here when I was leading the United Nations, and I had a call from the guy running the Philippines. He was a fellow Brit, and he said, what's the company policy for getting a leader of the company out in the event of a coup? He was obviously nervous. And being an advertising agency, we didn't have a company policy, really. So we said, well, good luck, find the airport. But he explained to me why he was a little nervous. The answer was, in his office, a whole lot of people had been receiving SMSs, and others were receiving SMSs. In about 10 minutes, half the office was headed off down the street to a road, which I think is called Ezra 4. It's a big highway on the edge of the county city. And within a few hours of 10 guys who sat around saying, that Joseph Estrada, sorry, we don't like it very much. We're going to text 10 of our friends and say, let's do a rally. And the 10 texted 10 friends, who texted 10 friends, who texted 10 friends. 4 million people gathered on the edge of Makati City. Within 2 weeks, Estrada was gone. It was fatally wounded to him. That's 2001. So before you believe what I'm talking about is a product of the modern broadband age, I'm afraid I beg to differ. I think it's a product and a very powerful tool that's been around for nearly 10 years now. And of course, we've all seen how it changed the history of a country. Extraordinary statistics, you've seen most of them. I won't labor too many of them, but just one or two that I particularly like about the Obama campaign. When it came to getting donations, Obama's average donation was, I think, 1/1,000, certainly 1/100, but it was close to 1/1,000 of the average donation in the previous presidential candidate. But the number of donations were even greater than the average was lower. So he had more donations than anyone in terms of cash, but he averaged something like $150 rather than the usual thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that only rich benefactors gave presidential candidates. He did it using the web. He did it using SMS. And if you signed up, the 14 or 15 million people who signed up to hear who the vice presidential nominee was, you got to hear it 1 second before CNN said it. That was terrific because it gave you empowerment. You saw it with your friends at the bar, you said, look. And you're ahead of CNN. This is fantastic. Real empowerment, real moving people and changing conversations where they're happening, amongst real people in real places. It's the dream of marketing. We don't really dream that people are going to sit on their couch looking at our TV ads and suddenly break into conversation and call all their friends because they've seen a TV commercial. We sure as hell hope the next day they're going to be sitting around chatting about our brand and saying nice things about it, otherwise maybe we've wasted some money.